Hey you guys, it's me Gemstone from www.tarotforhealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. This reading is for Libra in the month of March. So we're going to be seeing what's coming up for you because this month is different to last month. Last month it was mainly focused on love. So that's what came first. But this time around your finances is going to be first, then your love life, whether you are coupled or single, and then your spiritual cards. And then I'm also going to pull an angel card for you to kind of add to the message. In fact, I'll do that now and then I'll show it to you later what shows up for you. I'll pick it now. Okay. All right, so starting off with your finances, you have the Nine of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups. Really interesting card combination. To me, is the Nine of Pentacles is yes, as you can see, she appears to be female, but obviously it could represent somebody that is male as well. But if I was to just describe the card in and of itself, she could be somebody that is independent, quite headstrong. She's the kind of person that she is really good in a business sense. She's good financially. She has a lot of good ideas in terms of business, and she not only does she have ideas, but she's really good at bringing those things into reality, making her vision of what she sees, especially financially, when it comes to those kind of gains, she can bring them about and be very successful in business endeavors. So to me, having this card show up in a career situation is very positive. And to me, this card really speaks to somebody that is a business owner, or self-employed, like that kind of thing, more than somebody that is employed, because she's more because like I said, she represents independence. She's more of an independent worker in my interpretation of this card versus, you know, working under somebody else. But then to me, it's like, it's almost saying that for a lot of you Libras, even if you are working under somebody else, it's saying that you probably have had some successes when it comes to your career. You may have made decent money in the past. You may be in a position where as you can see, you know, money is almost like growing from, pentacles are growing from this tree, like this what do they call them, like they're not vines, but I'm thinking of, sorry about that, my phone. Yeah, I'm thinking about that plant that, you know, it grows on things, like up things. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's like, that's what she can create. She creates wealth for herself. So it's almost like saying there might be a situation where, especially because it's showing up for March, where, you know, wealth can be created for you. But the interesting thing is that even though this is a really great card in terms of wealth and money and being very business savvy and stuff like that, it's saying that you're walking away from a situation with the eight of cups showing up here. And being that these both of the cards together, like, are a 9 and an 8, it kind of represents more the ending of something. So maybe for some of you guys, you may have started with your own business, and maybe you might be actually leaving a business behind, or you've decided that, you know, I don't really want to pursue that anymore. Or maybe it could be a case where maybe you were very successful in the business that you created, but maybe you're just feeling like you can't do anything more with it. So that's why you're moving on to something new. Because the Eight of Cups can also represent sort of something where you had sort of an emotional attachment there, but now you've decided to kind of leave it behind in pursuit of something else that maybe gives you another sense of sort of emotional fulfillment, or fulfills sort of an emotional longing that you have. So it's quite interesting, because the Nine of Pentacles to me is more about, she's more the type of person that she will do what it is that she needs to do in terms of making money. So it might not necessarily be that she loves what she does, but she will do it because of the fact of the money that can be made. But when I look at this the Eight of Cups, like the energy of cups is more doing something that gives you that sense of emotional gratification and fulfillment. And so that might be the case. Maybe for some of you guys, you've been doing a job where maybe financially, yeah, it is bringing in money, but maybe it's just not what you really want to do, or it's just not where you feel that your talents lie, and maybe you're just wanting to move on to something else that can give you that greater sense of fulfillment that you're seeking. And maybe March might be the month that you do that. So I kind of feel for some of you guys, even if you're not necessarily leaving a certain work situation, it could be a case that maybe that's what you're contemplating doing, contemplating maybe moving on to the next phase or a new phase when it comes to your work situation. So yes, those are those cards right there. Now, the cards for those of you that are in relationships. Now, to be honest, I've been doing readings for quite some time, and this card combination really kind of took me back. I was like, that's very interesting, because I was kind of thinking back in my mind, have I ever seen this card combination before? And I don't actually think I have in a reading before. And it is the Devil with Temperance. And what took me back was both of them, okay, are major arcana cards. So we're talking about a message that is very significant. But we're also, when I look at these cards together, they are like in stark contrast to one another. When it comes to the energies of these two cards, like the Devil is almost like about self gratification. It can be addictions, it can be negative thoughts or negative patterns that we adopt. In the case of a relationship, it could be a relationship where you feel controlled or dominated, whereas the Temperance has a completely different feel to it. The Temperance is like, to me, it's like it's peace, it's love, it's harmony, it's patience, it's moderation, it's it's an like it represents sort of the alchemical nature of things, like bringing two different elements together and bringing them together in harmony to create something else. And usually in a relationship, the Temperance can represent a relationship being rectified. So being that we have this that meaning, it's like with the Devil, it's kind of to me showing that if you're in a relationship, it could be that maybe your relationship had the qualities of the Devil card. Like maybe it was a relationship where you were in it for self gratification. You might even have been seeing somebody maybe for financial reasons, or maybe it was just something that you felt that you needed from that person. Or it could have been a case of, again, maybe you might have felt controlled or dominated by this other person in some kind of way. But it seems in March, with the Temperance card coming in, that that's going to change, that the nature of the relationship has changed. And it's almost like maybe where either you or your partner might have been more out for themselves, out for their own satisfaction when it comes to the relationship. That's going to change into now things being more harmonious. Maybe the two of you are able to work on things much better, be able to form a closer bond with one another. And it's almost like, the same way I mentioned before, it's like Temperance can be like, represent sort of the alchemical nature of two elements coming together. It could also represent your relationship going through that kind of transformation period, going through that having the ability to maybe bring together the two of you who might be different in nature, that may have had issues, being able to transform them into something where your relationship actually becomes so much better, because you're able to really merge together and really reconcile and fix the relationship in a way that really bonds the two of you together, versus having a relationship where there is maybe a sense of, again, oppression, addiction, or negativity, or feeling weighed down or trapped, or feeling like a relationship is just a burden or obligation. Now it turns into something that actually is more pure and really bonds like the two of you together. So maybe for some of you guys, there must have been some maybe event that could have happened that has brought about this transformation. Maybe the nature of the relationship has changed in some kind of way. Another thing that can be mentioned is sometimes when the Temperance card shows up, it can represent a pregnancy. two, because obviously you have the two coming together, the two elements coming together to create something new. So it can be that kind of thing as well. Maybe that's what's changed the nature of things. So, but not for everyone is going to be like that, but that's just an example. um but yeah, very interesting cards for those of you that are coupled. Now for those of you that are single, you have the King of Cups with the Nine of Wands. So to me, the King of Cups can represent a water sign, which is a Cancer, a Scorpio, or Pisces. And so maybe for some of you guys, this is somebody that is in your life. Maybe somebody that wants to be a potential partner, or love interest. But then showing up with the Nine of Wands is kind of showing me that this relationship is gonna go through there's some kind of struggle that's taking place here. So something about this King of Cups, the first thing that comes to mind for some reason is drama. So I don't know if you have a King of Cups in your life that's causing you drama or causing you some kind of headache, but that's kind of what I'm feeling for some of you guys. Like, um it's almost like when I look at these cards together too, it's like the King of Cups, maybe he's feeling defeated in some kind of way. Like maybe he's feeling like he's just trying to be with you, or maybe you're just not feeling him really. Or but he's very determined, like he doesn't want to give up. um that's kind of what I'm feeling like somebody that doesn't want to give up on a relationship with you, that maybe you just aren't really wanting to have or enter into, or maybe you just well, I don't know, maybe you're just not feeling that person exactly, but they're just around and they just aren't really prepared to go, kind of situation. So it might be an admirer that you might not be really that keen on, but is they're still around. um Also, the King of Cups doesn't necessarily have to represent a person. Sometimes it can represent the person that you're doing a reading for in general, even if they don't necessarily they're not a water sign. But obviously, like with the King of Cups, it's somebody that's very emotionally in tune, someone that is quite sensitive, somebody that can be very caring, can be very kind, and giving. And with the Nine of Wands, the King of Cups, especially with the Nine of Wands, it really makes me think that for some people that are water signs as well, they can give a lot, and be very helpful, very giving, and they just want to give loads to people. Some of them, I met quite a few that are like that. And so this might be somebody that is around you that is giving to you or wants to help you in that kind of way, but maybe you're just not really, maybe they're doing all this stuff because of the fact that they like you, and maybe you're just not kind of feeling it in that way, or feeling that person in that way. That's kind of what I'm feeling like these cards are coming through. I don't really feel the King of Cups is necessarily in reflection related to you as a Libra, and what you're necessarily going through this month, the singles, but I feel like more the King of Cups is representing a person in this scenario. um so yeah. Okay, next one. Okay, now these were never set of interesting cards. And now these are your spiritual cards, and it's the Four of Wands with the Three of Swords. Now, what I see with these cards together is that just looking at just a more general meaning, I can see that there can be an issue in the home. It could be a case of family relationships feeling strained, or disappointment that comes through from somebody that you are in your that's a part of your family. That's kind of what I'm seeing for some of you guys. So there might be some kind of family dramas that end up taking place this month, or a disappointment that you feel, maybe feeling betrayed even by a family member. And so there might be some feelings of hurt or sadness that might be experienced this month in that kind of area of your life. And I think being that this has showed up in terms of your spiritual cards, it really showed me that the disappointment that you're going to feel is really gonna, you're really going to internalize it. And it may affect you on a spiritual level. Like sometimes when we experience certain things from certain people, particularly if it's something that we didn't expect, it can mean that you your outlook can change. Your outlook can change, sometimes temporarily, sometimes long term, because sometimes we go through certain things and it makes us face certain realities that we never had to face before, and it changes our viewpoints on certain things that we maybe believed in before, or thought was true. Sometimes it can make us look at people in a different way as well, and maybe be a bit less trusting or towards certain people, because I feel with the Three of Swords showing up, especially with this Four of Wands, is definitely somebody that is close to you, definitely somebody that you trusted a lot, that you may find has maybe hurt you in some kind of way. I also feel for some people that even though with the relationship cards they were pretty good, so I don't feel like it's necessarily a separation in a love relationship, but it's almost like when I look at these cards together, it could be a division of a family in some kind of way. Um Again, the relationship cards were looking good, so to me I'm not really feeling like it's a marital situation separating or something like that, but for some reason I'm just feeling like there's a family that's breaking apart, or something because of some incident that has taken place. um so yeah, those are a bit of a difficult message with that one. But the angel card that came up for you to see what additional message it can give, it says divine mystery. You, along with the sun, earth, moon, and stars, are part of one creation, a divine mystery unfolding each moment. Be present and feel the power of now. Be in the moment and witness the wonder of it all. So that's your additional message, Libra. I hope this reading has been helpful to you. Peace and blessings. Bye.